I believe that when Golden State beat Boston, it came down to IQ in the finals. Because Boston, to me, had the better talent.
And they definitely did. The fact that Stephen Curry won an NBA championship with Andrew Wiggins as his second best player and Otto Porter Jr. having to start in the final 3 games, it says a lot. It says a lot. And Stephen Curry, that championship definitely solidified his legacy. I mean, you can make a valid argument that he's definitely entered top 10 just through that championship alone. That's how much validity that championship brought him. Not only he secured his own NBA Finals MVP, he carried that team on his back, especially without Kevin Durant.
Boston had the better talent, but it came down to IQ. People say experience, IQ.
I made this comment the other day about Tatum. It feels like with him, the reads are quicker, making the right play, it's just quicker. He doesn't fight the game as much.
And that's normal for Jason Tatum. He's going through his progressions. He's only at the age of 25. I believe he turns 26 soon. But for the players in his generation, the Luka, the Ja Morants, the Zion Williams, Trae Young, and even to a degree Devin Booker, Jason Tatum is far ahead of his class when it comes to the on-court experience and just his experience overall. I believe he's been to 3 conference finals already and an NBA Finals appearance. And he's leading his generation by a mile, going up against players a little bit ahead of them in the age group around 30 with the guys like Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid.
I did the details thing for ESPN during that finals, and I did Clay was the first episode, Steph was the second episode, Tatum was the third. And so I had all these Tatum clips I got to go through and break down. You know, what I saw was on the isolations on the wing. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times would be in the slot, the high quadrant, right? And they've given him space. They would bring that low man over early. Sometimes it was Draymond, but not always. Sometimes it was Clay. And very rarely did he end up getting the Golden State Warriors into rotation. Now, it feels like he's just making the play off the ball. Now, it did happen a couple times in that finals. But it wasn't as quick, and it was rare.
And he also settled too much from the mid-range, especially going one-on-one. And at times, it looked like the moment was a little bit too big for him.
And obviously, with their personnel, like it's different now with Porzingis, but I think that's part of like the growth. So
that's part of the
even
growth.
Going back to like the question about can you teach basketball IQ, in some ways it's innate, but in some ways, if you're studying it and doing it, you can see the growth in a player.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, there's a great saying that says the best teacher in life is experience as well. And we look at Tatum, I mean, he's 25 years old. He's 25 years old, and I believe he's been to the conference finals 4 times, been to obviously the NBA finals once. He's 25. I didn't win my first one until I was 28. I think Joker won his first one at 27. I think MJ was 28 as well.
Kobe without Shaq was around the same age.
Yeah, so
Steph was.
You know, I think.
So right here, you're seeing it's a normal progression. And once again, Tatum is far ahead of his class, far ahead of them, miles ahead of guys like Luka, Trae Young, Devin Booker, Zion, Ja Morant. And he's sort of leading his generation to taking the old guard from the older guys, the guys that are a little bit ahead of him, like Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic. And that's a hell of a feat to even lead your generation to make that attempt to take the rings from those guys. Because right now, all 3 of those players, they're the kings at the mountaintop.